our typical Lightroom tips just by writing something out, I thought I would go ahead and put something, a little video together, show you one of my favorite tools, which is the split toning. So if you want to open your Lightroom, I currently use Lightroom 5. Lightroom 4 and below all have this option as well, but you can check it out over here on the right. If you don't see this, you're going to want to right click and just make sure that your split toning panel is checked so that you can see it. We drop that down. Now this is an image of a family I took last week. You can see a couple of their little pictures here. They were really super cute. But had a little bit of green and blue tints that I didn't really like. It also was kind of dark, which I applied my preset that I made. If you guys are interested, I custom make presets, but presets.deblasiophoto.com. Anyways, that's the coloration. So you'll see in this split toning panel over here, let me pull this back up large, and I'll make this a little bit bigger so you may be able to see it. In this split toning panel, you'll see nothing in the highlights, but you'll see the shadow, the hue is 64 and the saturation is 13. So the way that I typically do this is I'll show you what it looks like with none. No saturation, no luminance, no color changes, and you might like that. That might be perfectly fine for you. But if you shot it a little bit yellow, you can go in here and pull this up, and you can watch it change on the photo. Pull that up in there, and you can see how it's changing the shadows. Nice and blue, kind of bluish purple, but it's not affecting the skin tones a ton. So if you want to pull this over here into like around where I had it was 64 and 13, I think, is I like it to look nice and warm. I like those shadows to look kind of green and lush with a little bit of warmth of that yellow. So I'll pull that in, and then all you have to do is click off of it. So if you do that and then you realize, hey, the highlights are a little bit too yellow, I want to make the highlights a little more blue, but I still keep that warmth in the shadows. You just come over here and click on the highlights and go ahead and pull that up and see how it's changing the highlights. You can pull it way crazy just to see, but it pulls the highlights rather than affecting the skin tone, rather than affecting the overall temperature or the overall tint. You can use this split toning to very easily correct some color balance issues, or not to correct but to enhance it. If you like the highlights a little warmer, or the shadows a little warmer, you can go ahead and you can use this split toning. You can also adjust it in here, like if you've got too much of that coloration and you want to keep that color, but do you want so much of the coloration, you can go ahead and just pull the saturation. You can also do it, it's really easy if you just grab and pull back and forth on the number itself. It'll change by single increments. Or if you know like a specific number, you just click in there and you can change it. I want to go right to 13. If you have a coloration set up in your split toning that is a little bit strong, like say this image, I want a little bit more of that bottom balance than I do the top balance. I'll pull this over towards this balance over towards the shadows. This would be over towards the highlights, and it'll mix those two colors. It'll just mix them a little lighter or a little differently. So what I'll do is I'll reset that. If you double click on any of these boxes, it looks a little less warm, but see how it affects the skin tones? It makes the skin tones look way less warm too. I can very simply do that similar adjustment in here and have this be not affecting the skin tones as much. So I love the split toning. I use it almost in every image. I use it a whole lot when I'm doing reception photos, but especially outside nature stuff. You want to affect the photo. I'll just show you the before and after again real quick. You want to affect the photo without affecting the skin tones. There's the before and there's the after. Really simple tool. It's fantastic, and you can build it right into your presets. We'll go into that at a later date. All right, hopefully that helps you out. If you got any questions, feel free to shoot me an email at chad@deblasiophoto.com. And like I said, if you're interested in some presets that look just like your brand over and over, repeatable results, feel free to check out our presets page. Thanks.